today's world, many people try to teach others how to trade stocks actively, but I see that as almost like pushing young people toward dangerous habits. It is as if they are urging someone to start a harmful addiction. When you are already well off, it is even more absurd to earn money by telling others how to get rich by trading. There are those who claim, I have a book that will teach you how to make 300% profit every year. Just pay for shipping and I will send it to you. How can someone who claims to earn such high returns actually be trusted to sell a book on the internet? This idea is so outlandish that it is hard to believe. Yet many people working in modern commerce, with their slick advertising words and empty promises, consider themselves useful citizens. They use fancy language to convince others that they have a secret method for getting rich, but in truth, they only profit by misleading you. Let me share a story that illustrates a similar point about modern life. There was once a man who owned a beautiful horse. His horse was strong, graceful, and worked well most of the time. However, sometimes the horse would act out, become dangerous, and even hurt people by breaking their arms or legs. Desperate for a solution, the man took his troublesome horse to the vet and asked, "What should I do about this horse?" The vet calmly replied, "I can help you fix this problem. Just let me see what is wrong." But the man answered, "When my horse behaves well again, I will sell it." Think about that answer for a moment. It is almost as if the man believes that when things seem fine, it is the perfect moment to get rid of something that may later cause trouble. This idea is similar to what happens in private equity. When a company or asset starts to show problems, the managers hire experts to create optimistic projections. These projections make even the worst business look good on paper. However, relying on such false promises to make money is not a wise way to live. In my view, it is far better to live by your own rules and use common sense rather than follow the herd blindly. Throughout my life, I have met many people who try to take advantage of others. I have seen how some individuals find and exploit the weaknesses of their fellow human beings for personal gain. Sometimes these tricks are so subtle that even friends and family can fall prey. I have learned that in life there are many people to avoid. My own father had a friend who was always in trouble, a big blowhard who caused legal problems by overreaching and misbehaving. I once asked him, "Why do you continue working with such a person?" He replied in his typical rough manner, "Because the big blowhard is a never-ending source of legal troubles." On the other hand, I knew a man named Grant McFadden who treated everyone with respect. He cared for his employees and customers alike, and his honest nature earned him trust without the need for lawyers. His approach showed me that taking the high road is rarely crowded, even if it might seem so at first. I remember a time when I worked with a company that handled legal notices during a real estate downturn. During the foreclosure boom, we made millions by simply publishing legal notices. We dominated that market even in the worst real estate depression in modern times. We could have raised our prices even more and earned extra millions, but we chose not to because it would have been wrong to profit when so many people were losing their home. Imagine if a billionaire were to raise prices during a crisis. It would not only be unethical, but it would also look terrible in the news. This reminds me of the saying that it is probably a mistake to marry for money. When you are already rich, trying to build a reputation as someone who exploits others is simply foolish. There is a story about a man who was known for his poor character all his life. When he died, no one at his funeral initially said anything nice about him. Only after some hesitation did one person remark that his brother was even worse. Although this story might seem humorous, it highlights the fact that there are people who always take advantage of others, no matter what. In the world of business, especially during hard times, honesty and integrity can be rare commodities. Many try to profit by misleading others, but those who take the high road will find that it is never crowded. I have also learned that some simple truths work best in business. In difficult situations, it is important to provide real help rather than to exploit the situation. For example, I once worked with a small company that provided automated solutions for courts and government agencies. While larger companies tried to take advantage of the system, we focused on serving these institutions well. Even though our growth was slow, the slow progress did not bother us because we believed in steady, honest work. One of the nice things about being successful is that sometimes it does not matter if things move slowly, as long as you are on the right path. In my own life, I have remembered the lessons taught by my grandfather. When a good opportunity presented itself, I reached out and seized it. I learned early that trying to spread your investments too thinly is not always the best strategy. Sometimes being well placed in one strong position can be more beneficial than having too many small positions. I once calculated with simple math that if I limited myself to owning only a few strong stocks over many years, my chances of success would be very high. I used my early savings wisely, and that approach helped me grow my wealth steadily over time. I believe a key to success is understanding that not everyone can grasp the deeper lessons of finance. I often say I can only teach what someone almost knows. If they're too far behind, forcing the lesson won't work. In a classroom, I focus on those who can learn quickly, leaving behind those who can't keep up. This reality is why only a small percentage of people rise to the top in their fields. I recently spoke with a brilliant law professor professor on a video call. His insight reminded me that even the smartest professors have limits and can only mentor so many bright students. There's an old saying, the dumbest are dumb forever, which highlights that true understanding is rare. Now, looking at our economy, markets always rise and fall. The forces that push markets up eventually pull them down. We seem to be heading toward a depression, a time when the economy barely grows. In such times, jobs are lost, incomes drop, and governments might have to print more money to cover debt. When a country's debt grows too high compared to its economic output, measured by the debt to GDP ratio, borrowing more money becomes nearly impossible. Today, this ratio is far above safe levels, like someone borrowing so much they can't even pay for basic needs. With such high debt, our country faces serious trouble. I've seen these issues many times. I've learned that using debt wisely can build wealth, but too much debt is very risky. I used debt to invest in assets that provide steady cash flow, so even when markets drop or interest rates change, I still earn income. This approach has helped me survive tough financial times, though it needs deep money knowledge and discipline. I also discovered that the best ideas aren't always the popular one. Smart choices come from questioning what we're taught, not just following government, banks, or media advice. History shows that blindly following the crowd can lead to disaster. Learning from the past helps us prepare for the future. In my journey, I've used debt to invest in real estate, oil, and gold. I bought apartment buildings, refinanced them, and used the cash flow to buy more properties. I also invested in oil wells for tax benefits and in gold, which holds its value when currencies fall. These investments have helped me build wealth despite many challenges. Think for yourself. Schools teach good ideas about jobs, paying taxes, saving, and investing in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. But history shows that following these traditional steps without question can lead to disaster. By only doing what everyone says is safe, you might miss real opportunities during a crisis. Use your own judgment and don't trust every piece of advice. There is no quick fix to today's problems. Our massive bubble is the result of years of over-borrowing, money printing, and poor policies. When this bubble bursts, it will be sudden and painful for everyone, from the richest to the average person. The key to surviving a crash is being prepared. Educate yourself, question the information you hear, and learn from history. Don't blindly trust advice from those who haven't faced a real crisis. Markets always rise and fall, and nothing stays high forever. When a crash hits, you need a plan to protect yourself and rebuild. Be careful with your money, know when to borrow, and understand that while debt can help you grow wealth, too much debt can destroy it. Stay informed, work hard, and do your own research. Please like and subscribe for more videos.